So yoga is fundamentally about Shakti, energy, and what pertains the whole chakra system in the spine. Yoga, however, doesn't deal that much with consciousness. Yoga deals with Shakti, energy, and consciousness is Shiva. So in the yogic traditions and in India, there is a certain conflict between yoga and Advaita, because Advaita is about Shiva and yoga is about Shakti. In fact, there was a yogi that said that Divine Mother doesn't understand very well some things about the Heavenly Father. A very strange way to put this. Yogananda was that yogi. And what he called the Divine Mother is Shakti. And what he called the Heavenly Father is consciousness, Shiva. So he was pointing to this conflict between Shiva and Shakti. But as I said, yoga is all about Shakti, the chakra system, and attaining altered states. And the problem with that is that yoga leads to illusions. Yoga by itself, only by itself, working with Shakti and the chakra system and so on, can help you to go into samadhi and come out of samadhi. Go into nice meditation, come out of a nice meditation. Go into bliss and come out of bliss. These are impermanent things. So you are still in illusions. That's why yoga without Advaita is blind. You need the Advaita part. But there is more. Advaita without yoga can be incomplete, because Advaita will lead you to awakening. But after awakening, when you do embodiment, you will need yoga again. You will need to work in your chakra system with energy or Shakti. That's one possibility, working directly on the chakras with the energy in order to balance them and help evolution of the mind-body system. Or you can work, which I think is more effective in fact, you can work in each one of the chakras from a psychological perspective. And why is this? Well, it's pretty simple. Each one of these chakras pertains to a particular fundamental psychological motivation. I have explained this in previous videos. Like the first chakra is about survival. The second one is about pleasure and enjoyment, having fun. And these motivations have a healthy aspect and an unhealthy aspect. Let's take the second chakra, for example. You can have you can enjoy the senses. There's nothing wrong with it. Enjoy good food and enjoy the pleasures of life. But addiction is a big problem in the second chakra. All type of addictions. So imbalances in the chakra system have a psychological aspect that need to be addressed psychologically, not only energetically. And I would say it's more effective to deal with them psychologically and also through the surrendering technique that I have explained in previous videos. That's the most effective, at least that is my bias or the experience here. So eventually you come to realize that yoga without Advaita is blind, and Advaita without yoga is incomplete, and you need both in order to wake up through Advaita and embody the awakening through yoga. The path of Advaita is simple. You prepare yourself for awakening, you wake up, and then you embody the awakening. 3 things. So, if you are working at preparing yourself for awakening, meaning that it means that you're working at purification, and you need yoga techniques. If you're working at embodying awakening, you also need yogic techniques and psychological work. To wake up, you need a lot of Advaita. And if you feel that you're ready for awakening, then go for awakening. Wake up as soon as you can. One way to do it, I'm not saying it's the only way, but you can use the awakening protocol. And I leave you a link at the end of the description of this video to the awakening protocol. It helps. It can save you a lot of time. Then, if you are preparing yourself for awakening, I leave you my email to do coaching sessions to prepare yourself. Or you want to embody the awakening that already happened, you can also use that email and contact me for embodiment sessions. So that's it. I hope this helps you to understand more the path. It is extremely important to understand the path clearly, because otherwise we waste time and we suffer unnecessarily and we make mistakes and we take the wrong turn. So I put a lot of effort in these videos in trying to clarify the path for the seeker. You will find other teachers, Advaita teachers, that will tell you other ideas about the path. Or you just wake up, and then you continue with your life. This is not true. You need to embody the awakening. You got it? Yes, excellent. Now, you got to embody it. But anyway, as I said, the path is simple. Just continue. If you haven't woke up, keep going, preparing yourself for awakening, purifying the mind-body organism. If you feel that you're close, you're kind of ready for awakening, go on for it. And then in regard to awakening, look, there are different ways to trigger the awakening. One of them is with psychedelics. Can a psychedelic experience trigger an awakening? Yes. The other one is with meditation, not easy. But it can do it too. The other one is with the awakening protocol, which is an observation process. I would suggest that the awakening protocol is the first thing you try. If it doesn't work, go for something else. But why, taking substances that can give you a bad trip before doing this, attempting this, just with a clear observation into the human experience until you realize, oh, yes, it's obvious. There's only consciousness here. There is no I. So that's the awakening protocol about. It's a good looking, a solid looking, and it takes 4 hours to do it, a solid step-by-step looking into the human experience until you realize that, okay, I got it. There is only consciousness here. Never was so and so. All right. I hope this helps. Take care. Bye.